Hello again, this is Akoto Derek from Screaming Eagle Airsoft, and we're going to do a review on the AGM Sten Mark II. This is the AGM Sten. This entire weapon is made of steel from buttstock all the way to the barrel, except the very tip of the barrel, this orange, blaze orange tip, is plastic and it can be unscrewed. I wouldn't do it. I would leave it on, but because what it does is it keeps the outer barrel from wobbling around on the inner barrel. This was made in World War II by a couple of designers. That's where the word Sten came from. It's a combination of their names. It was made in mass production. That's why it looks like it's just a pipe with wheels. It was made for mass production to get a good submachine gun to the troops fast and cheap. You know, the British were in a war at the time and they had limited resources, and so this weapon does not have a safe feature. It is always on full auto. There's no semi, there's no safe. There's only battery plugged in, full auto, or battery taken out, not able to fire. You can hear the rate of fire. That's about 750 rounds per minute. That's because this has the nickel metal hydride battery in the tube stock. If it had the LiPo battery, that would actually go here and it would fire in the upwards of 900 rounds per minute. It has a muzzle velocity of 315 FPS, which is not extremely high, but when you have a really high rate of fire, you can spray and pray. You know, you can shoot and end it in. These magazines have a 50 round capacity. There is a King Arms magazine out there that has the 110 round capacity. These magazines, they fit snugly into my, I'm backing up so you can see it, my Thompson Repro. I'm a World War II enthusiast. You see me running around all the time with a Thompson. But I was curious if this Sten magazine would actually fit in my Thompson case. It's in there nice and tight. It's not wobbling or moving. It's actually kind of stretching it out. I would recommend getting an actual Sten case or an MP40. This is the same magazine that an AGM MP40 uses. The MP40 and the Sten by AGM use the same magazine. Okay, the magazine has, you can see where the BBs are on the magazine. When you put it into the magazine well, make sure the BBs are closer to you. That way you know it's in there right, and when you go to fire, there they go flying. The sights on this weapon are welded peep sight and a welded front sight post. That front sight post is much wider than it was historically. If you wanted to Dremel that down to more of a point, you can, or if you believe in the theory of spray and pray. Okay, which is me. I'm just going to spray and pray. I'm not really using the sight, even though if I did use the sight, okay, it goes pretty straight. What we're going to do is we're going to shoot the weapon. Hello again, YouTube. This is the box from AGM number 058. That's the part number of the Sten in their inventory. As you can see, this is not a fancy box or anything like that. It's just for shipping. Now let's take a look, see what you get inside. When you open up the box, you're going to see that it's got the black foam, the black closed cell foam, which is a good foam. It does not break up and get into those little white BBs all over the place, hard to clean up, get all over your gun. This is actually good black closed cell foam, and you can use it for other purposes. Comes with an instruction let me restate that. It comes with an instruction sheet. Basically the front just says it's really cool, and then on the back it just tells you where all the parts are. Doesn't explain, it just says, and I can read it all for you real quick. Remove the battery, insert the battery, install the stock, fasten the screws, operate it as illustrated in the assembly magazine, and then assemble the magazine. Well, that's not exactly helpful, really. Okay, when you're looking at in the box, you see that you do get the Sten gun, you get Allen wrenches, you get two, you get a small and a large, you get some BBs for your, you also get a speed loader, which I've already loaded with some .2s that we'll be firing later. You get an 8.4 1100 milliamp nickel metal hydride battery. It's a lot better, and I'm gonna say it's a lot easier to install than the LiPo, and it is it's better for your gearbox and spring, because the LiPo will cause your rate of fire to increase from like 750 to 900, which will wear out your motor and your gears and your spring faster. You do get a charger for your battery. It has the small type to my connector. Alright, let's pull the gun out and take, well, here we go. The magazine is hidden away right here, and you get the gun itself. The gun, again, is all steel, and it weighs a good amount. This thing is hefty. You know, you could work out with this thing. Maybe just under 5 pounds, I would think. Flipping it over. There is a charging handle here. This charging handle moves this metal plate forwards and backwards to reveal the gearbox. You can put it away in storage. What I do is I tighten this knob down right there. Now it doesn't want to move. I don't like stuff wiggling around on my gun. It has no purpose other than aesthetics and to cover it for dust or dirt. Again, it comes with the magazine well in the transport position, which is down. What you do is you pull this spring down and rotate it to the firing position. When you look in the magazine well, you'll be able to see, I don't know if you got good light there, you'll be able to see the intake tube there for the BBs. Okay, if you want to adjust the hop up, you have to put this in the transport position. There is a small hole right here, and that's what you use the small Allen wrench for. Use the small Allen wrench to go right down inside there and adjust the hop up. I noticed that everything on here was pretty snug on this thing. There's not a whole lot of rattling, you know. Okay, that might be me just not tightening down the buttstock. Let's tighten it down. Aha, no wonder. Okay. Hear any rattling? I don't hear any rattling. Okay, that sucker's awesome. Okay, now to put the battery in, there is a screw right in the middle, right there. You unscrew it. What we're doing is we're unscrewing the butt plate from the back of, not the butt plate, the whole stock, from the back of the receiver. I'm unscrewing it by hand now that I got it started. Okay, small little bolt. It slides down, okay, to get it off. There's a groove here. There's a little catch there. Like a little T slide, it would slide up in there. Once you slide it out, you can see that there's a wire that comes out. Okay, in the old version, what you would do is you would unscrew this back plate here, and it would come off, and a LiPo battery would go in there. And it looks to me like, but yeah, the LiPo battery goes in here. Inside there, it's a small box type, and the stick battery goes in the barrel. What you can do, and this is probably the easiest way to do it, is just to connect the battery together. Okay, there you go. You got your battery connected. And now you can just take your tube stock and slide the stick battery snugly. It doesn't have a lot of play in there. Just straight down in there, along with the wires, until you get it to the point where you can hook the bottom piece on. And then, okay, these wires are getting me. Okay, there we go. And then you slide it up, and everything should be good. Everything's nice and tight, nice and snug. The battery's in, and then I tighten the screw in there with the Allen wrench to make it nice and snug so it doesn't wobble. And even with the battery in, you don't hear a wobble sound. Okay, and then it fires. Okay, does come with a unjamming / cleaning rod. In the older versions, it used to come with a small screwdriver for you to remove the back sight post and plate. The new version does not come with that. It's just a Phillips head, but it doesn't come with that because that is unnecessary. The only thing that's necessary is the hop-up Allen wrench and the back plate Allen wrench, because you got your tube battery or your stick battery in there. When you load this magazine and you've got this in the firing position, which is the side, and you have your magazine and BB's towards you, right? And you put it in and it snaps into place. Do not go firing this weapon holding this right here, okay? Don't go out Hollywood style firing it like this. It's not the way they did it, and I'll tell you why. Because traditionally, if you held it like this on any gun, if you hold any gun by the magazine, there's a good chance the bullets would not feed into the chamber. Guess what? It's the same way on the AGM Sten. If you hold it like this, there's a good chance that your BBs are not going to feed properly, okay? Fire it the way they traditionally fired it, with their hand under the heat guard on the barrel, okay? Or their hand behind, okay? So that when the actual 9mm shells, when they were done, would eject from here, you don't have your hand covering that. You got to be back a little bit. Firing. Okay. So the only way to get semi is just to do just that. Is just to pull the trigger. That's how I'm getting semi. If I want full auto, to reload, you just use the speed loader that it comes with, and this is a pretty stout speed loader actually. I've got a bunch of speed loaders upstairs. This one seems to be like twice as thick in the material construction. And spilling BBs everywhere. Okay, we are loaded and we're going to go try this thing out. Alright, what you're seeing here is the AGM Sten, and I'm going to be firing on the left target. Let's see what we get out of this. Let's go up there and check it out. Okay, so my aim's a little off. Yeah, that looks pretty shredded. And check out Force Z, our World War II themed airsoft team.